The trend of increasing cases of new HIV infections may not decline anytime soon. The situation is blamed partly on a good number of persons simply refusing to take tests to check their status. That's according to health experts at the West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens. Head of Monitoring and Evaluation at the center, Dr. Osborne Quay, tells JoyNews this causes people to infect others without even knowing. Ahead of World AIDS Day celebration themed Know Your HIV Status, JoyNews' Joseph Akable spent some time at Legon and Mamobi and reports the young and old don't seem to find testing necessary.
We tell them it's a dangerous disease. I'm on advising. It's on this surface. A warning, put on your condom, protect this kingdom. Protection before the action. Abstention prevents abortion.
Songs composed to create awareness about HIV could be heard on many media platforms in the early 2000s. Billboards were spread across the country with messages such as AIDS is real, use a condom. But fast forward to 2018, a lot has changed.
If they put on the condom, they don't enjoy it. And then that's definitely the one raw. You know, when I talk about raw, you know, you understand. It depends on who you have it with. You don't have to go about sleeping with many men, you know. You'd have to be careful.
I think this problem has to do with the ladies. Okay, you know, when a lady is with you in the bed, and then that particular moment when you want to get into her, and then when you stop, she's going to change her whole mood. So you just want to do it straight up.
In the heat of the moment, you just want to...
In the heat of the moment, you just want to do it before she changes her mind.
The fear of HIV seems to be the least of the concerns of young people these days.
Like when you get a woman for the first time, like you're in a hurry to, so he doesn't care if she has sexually transmitted disease.
It's a good feeling, eh?
Yeah. So he's just interested in what he's going to do. Yeah.
Some people feel like they can't wait. Maybe when they are caught up.
I mean, in the heat of the moment?
Yes, in the heat of the moment. They feel they can't wait. They just want to get off or something. Yeah, so that's it.
What could account for this? Is the perceived decline in HIV awareness to blame? I set out to investigate this by driving through town in search of the many billboards that were a regular feature years back. Billboards are important tools in any public awareness campaign. In times past, the HIV/AIDS campaign was equally taking spaces on a lot of these billboards. But these days, things have changed significantly. Business entities have taken over all the slots, with the AIDS drive running out of financial oil, obviously losing out with the business entities taking over these billboards. The Ghana AIDS Commission in April 2016 appealed for financial support, saying it is cash-strapped. Then Director General Dr. Angela L. Adas said, quote, as a result of Ghana's lower middle income status, donor support for the Commission to manage the national response has declined, end quote. In 2018, a report by the National AIDS Control Program revealed new HIV infections in Ghana have recorded an alarming 70.15% increase in just 1 year.
My name is Inusa Adam. I have never taken the HIV test.
My name is Mahmoud Abdelhamid.
The two have for years lived in Mamobi. They don't see any reason why they should check their status.
If someone has AIDS and uses a blade, you risk contracting it if you use the same blade. I am aware, so I am cautious.
That is also part. When you trust someone, you don't need protection. You are fine.
Their views are no different from those of the younger generation. Deborah Opong, a 19-year-old first-year student at the University of Ghana, admits AIDS is the least of the concerns of people her age.
I think they don't talk about it because they think their protections are they can take measures to so that they don't get the virus. Because, for instance, the thing when someone has HIV is and you have sex with a person and you use protection, you won't get it. But it's not 100% sure because sometimes the protections can fail you.
Okay. But also, have you taken an HIV test before?
No.
So why haven't you taken it?
I don't think I should because I haven't done anything that will let me have contact with the virus because I'm someone that I don't like using other people's items. So I don't see how I'll get it if I don't use it.
Her colleague Isaac wants more public education on the need for testing.
To the youth today, there is no wide public education about HIV/AIDS in Ghana, especially in Africa. So there is a National Youth HIV/AIDS Day on the 10th of April, but majority of the youth are oblivious of that day. They do not even know what to do on that day. But that day is set aside for mass or intensive public education to sensitize and educate the public on the awareness of HIV/AIDS, so that people so that the rate at which people contract this HIV will be reduced drastically. So I think there's more to be done.
The latest UNAIDS report states that 9 million people around the world do not know their status. Head of Monitoring and Evaluation at the West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, Dr. Osborne Quay, believes this is partly to blame for the increasing cases being recorded in Ghana.
It is not good to say that you know the symptoms and you don't have to test it, because it takes a while for the symptoms to show up. And that waiting period, transmission can still go on. So you may not know you are infected until your immune system starts going down, and by which time all the symptoms that comes with full-blown HIV/AIDS will now be expressing. So it's best to rather test and know your status early, so that you don't wait until late to do the testing to know your status. So because you don't have the symptoms, doesn't mean that you don't have the infection or you don't have the virus.
The United Nations has chosen as its theme for the 2018 AIDS Day celebration, Know Your HIV Status. The fight to create awareness about HIV continues. Joseph Akable, JoyNews, Legon.
Oh my people, it's not on, it's not in. It's not on, it's not in. You can wait until marriage. You can wait until marriage.
Don't forget to go test for your HIV status. Tomorrow is World AIDS Day.